Mindanao, 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 Mindanao.
Song voices stay with you long after the song ends. In fiestas, classrooms, and community gatherings, this one has always found its way to the crowd. In this episode of BAYI, we meet Maan Chua, whose music gives voice to the everyday stories and rhythms of life in Mindanao.
Mindanao, 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 Mindanao. My name is Maan Chua. I'm a singer-songwriter from Davao City. I'm born and raised here, and I've been a full-time musician since 98, 99, but I started earning as a musician in 2001. And then until present, I'm still a musician. Growing up Manggod before, my grandfather used to have a music room in his house. It's one of the biggest room in his house. So he used to play classics on Sundays, and he plays the piano. So I was surrounded by music from my grandfather before. And then I tried learning how to play the guitar, and then I got suddenly very interested in playing the guitar. I started performing in school usa, not until 2007 when I started writing my own songs, because I used to join songwriting competitions, gani. So I think that's the reason why my skills were being honed somehow, because there's some pressure from it. Although artists have challenges, man good, I think we are the ones who have most challenges in terms of professions, because it's very hard to quantify art, diba? For others, they don't see art as very valuable because it's easy to do and it's like play for you. So others wouldn't think the effort you put into something, especially a song, because they only hear also the output na lang, diretso, diba? Without thinking of how long the process was before you were able to come up with that particular output. I was just so used to facing the challenges because there are not much people who does that kind of music that I do. That's why I also pursued writing songs about culture in Mindanao. I'm a Davaoeña artist, and I'm proud to be one. Siguro I was just very fortunate to be able to be born and raised here in Davao and Mindanao, because our culture is very rich with tribes and very rich with music and culture. And somehow it has become my inspiration in writing the songs that I write because of the roots that surround us. I think there's also weight, no, na I weight in being a woman, especially in the music industry, because there's not much doing what we do. I make it to the point that when I write songs that I write, I don't put any negative word, no negative word. As much as possible, it's in the local language. If not, Bisaya, Tagalog, or mix. Why Tagalog? Because mostly in Mindanao don't just speak Bisaya, diba? Because our Muslim brothers and sisters speak Tagalog most of the time, and it's the national language of the Philippines. So I think it would be better understood to write my songs in Tagalog mostly. Getting all those inspirations through the years, it would hone you to create something that's near to your heart and near to your environment. Being also a traveler, I love to travel a lot. That's why I am able to find so many inspirations even if I'm just at home doing nothing. Before we stayed here, we used to live in a very small room. Kanang murag single room lang siya. And we stayed there for 5 years, even if I had 2 sons. And then that didn't stop me from writing in a very small space, because I trained myself to do it. And it also has a lot to do with professionalism on how you get in touch with the people around you and have collaborations. So there's a whole lot of things that would greatly shape you as an artist, also to be able to do what you love and continue doing so, but you have like the fine line between the art and the commercial aspect of it to be able to push through and continue. Kasi that's the point why I write my songs, is to educate, to inspire, and for you to be able to pay it forward as well. With the things that's happening around the world and everywhere, we can also make a small difference in our own way by doing what we love and then doing something that's good, doing something that could educate and could teach others to be that light that would shine for others to see as well.
From small stages to songwriting competitions, Maan's journey has always been about finding her own sound. Up next, we'll hear how her music endures and why listeners continue to hold on to her songs today. BAYI will be right back. Previously on BAYI, Maan shared how music shaped her early years. Now she reflects on 2 decades of creating and what it means to keep writing songs that last.
Before, I used to listen to the radio, and akong tingog sa una, dili man siya ani kataas, so I only sing songs that I can reach. What I started learning to sing were songs na sung by male artists, so mga alternative na panglalaki. And then from there, the landscape has changed a lot. Now, in the, year 20-something, paspas kaayo, di ba, from songs that were so meaningful and very focused on lyrics. So some has become very shallow, and the songs are not as timeless as before. Like siguro fortunate gihapon, no, because even if generations pass ba, my songs are still relevant. Maybe because I've done something that unconsciously ginahan gihapon ng minaw ang tao, ginahan gihapon ng minaw ang schools. Yeah, it's been heard everywhere and all over the place. I think I'm on the right track to be able to just continue what I'm doing because I'm doing the right thing, I suppose. Because after all the music that has been that has passed and the music that keeps on changing, I'm still here 25 years later. Because I've also been into workshops kung asa ako ang student, not the facilitator. That really helped me a lot to be able to write songs that I write, because I am not a learned musician. I'm not schooled ba, so I couldn't read and write notes. So I was able to develop my own technique on how to remember the melodies that I've done, the harmony and the tono, writing them in numbers. So when I was asked to do workshops in schools, at first I was hesitant because I keep on telling them na, do you know that I don't have a degree? I might be questioned with my credibility on being a teacher. I've done CDO, I've done workshops in Ozamis and many different schools. So until I finally got my degree in literature and performing arts, major in theater, just last 2017, just before the pandemic. So, I mean, more confident to pay it forward. You know what? We just don't know it, no? But there's so much very good musicians in Mindanao, in Davao especially. And kasi may mga clusters yan sila eh. For example, these ones, they write like indie style, may mga grudge style, may hip-hop. I know they're just out there. They just don't have the venue. Ang hope lang nako, no, is for them to be able to have more avenues for them to showcase their music. Daghan kaayo, kasi that's how I started put before. Most of the time, we even have to pay the bars for us to be able to perform, di ba? So, would have been nice if there's a venue where like like musicians can just converge gani and do like jam sessions in one venue where people go ba for them to be visible. Pero I'm sure hawod naman po ng mga batanon karon na magkuhan sa social media gani to post their songs sa mga platforms, and then without us knowing, daghan na di mga kuyaw na ka-idea, wala lang ta kabalo kay dili lang ta in kaayo sa kuan sa ilahang mga following. So, yeah. Pakinggan pintig ng puso ng mundo, tumitibok sa lupang kinatatayuan mo, pangalagaan, damhin, pagyamanin, mahalin, huminto kahit isang saglit, pagmasdan ang paligid. Padayon lang sa pag-create because there's no stopping you when you are creative. Don't let the criticisms or the lack of venue stop you from doing what you love to do. Kay at the end of the day, it boils down to, did you do something about it, or were you just swallowed by all the criticisms, or were you able to prove them wrong? Ako man gud, I did not rush being in the limelight. I just kept on creating because no matter where you are, if you make a noise loud enough for others to hear, the world will hear you eh. Madunggan gud kanila, and if they love what they hear and then they cannot find them, they will look for them wherever they are. I think that's what happened to me. That's why I never left Davao and Mindanao. Because sometimes ana sila kinsa nagimo aning kantahan ni taga-asa man ni siya. So they'll come looking for me where I am. And I think that's also a very good discipline and practice to just keep on creating no matter what type of art you do. It doesn't have to be in terms of just music. Himo lang kihimo. Okay, what if someone asks you, also you're a songwriter, so what have you written? Can I hear? And if you only have one or two, you just need to give them like a body of work to prove yourself that you are such an artist, because you can show them your body of work. Mamahalan, tumingala sa langit at doon iguhit. Padayon lang in writing songs or in doing what you love to do. And as much as possible, bear in mind that in the things that you do, will this be able to inspire? Will what I'm going to do give hope to others? Or is it positive? So you also have to consider those things. Ba? If we pay something forward, we should pay something kind and goodness, not paying the bad things forward. Lai man pod, because it's still paying forward. But you pay something forward in a positive way. At pintig ng puso ng tao, isa.
Long after the song ends, her voice remains. In every gathering, in every story, Maan Chua reminds us the power of music to stay with us, to become part of our memory and part of who we are.